This is Pete Feenstra on Tuesday the 13th of September, talking to the legend that is Nicky Moore.
Hello.
Great to have you here, Nicky, for GetReadyToRock.com. We're here to talk about your career and the fact that after nearly 42 years you're still rocking. How does it feel?
Well, it feels like 42 fucking years, mate.
That's a great start, yeah. Well, anyway, it's kind of significant for me because one of the first shows I ever did was with a band called Hackensack at the Boat Club in Nottingham. You just told me it was 1971, or I think you started in 70 then, didn't you?
Yeah. We all turned pro on the Sunday night, went down and signed on the next day.
And not much has changed ever since.
No.
But it was a great band. It was notable for the fact that you were obviously a great frontman. They were all good players.
Thank you.
But there was always that spirit of humour about it, something that you still carry with you today, as is evidenced by this.
Yeah, like this last album as well.
Well, yeah, very, very true. But that was a great band, and you used to pull a good crowd on the club.
Yeah, not bad. We made a few pop, you know.
But you never got into the universities and the colleges.
We did a tour with What the Who, a couple of tours were free, and
yeah, the free one was quite.
The free was legendary. It was a great tour for us. No, we never got over to the bigger circuit.
No, it's a shame.
Always a good time band.
Yeah, which is and you actually dragged me into that kind of music at the time. You used to do all these little sort of poetic things before you went on stage.
That's right.
I remember that. And so that lasted how long?
That lasted about 5 years, till about 75.
Is that when Tiger came along?
When Tiger sort of came along through 3 years after that, so through to 78, that was Tiger.
And Tiger was more jazzy fusion?
Tiger was jazzy fusion, rocky, but signed to EMI and very...
One album?
3.
Now, a lot of famous people played with Tiger, or recorded with Tiger. Who were the core members of the band?
Core members of the band were myself, Les Walker, the other singer, and Big Jim Sullivan on guitar.
Of course, yeah.
And the final lineup of the band was Simon Phillips on drums, Percy Jones on bass.
And was Percy one of those, what do you call those, fretless bass players?
Yeah, out of Liverpool scene. He didn't know any of the old rock and roll tunes, but he could now play that fucking bass. It was amazing guy. There was all kinds of people. Dave Lawson was in it, Morris Burt. I can't think of the names.
But it was that era, wasn't it? It was that
era,
jazz, fusion, jazz rock, and Zach was playing all that stuff at the time. And so that was pretty good, but it lasted 3 years, and then what? That was the end of.
That was the end of that, and then I went out and struck out on my own until Samson.
What about Samson, of course, which is the band that most people associate you with, of course. You took over from Bruce Dickinson in what year was that?
81.
Yeah.
81. Yeah, it must have been 81.
Yeah. And that would be round about the time people out there know this better than me of the new wave of
British heavy metal.
When you were out there in the vanguard.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
It really was. It was the best fucking band I've ever been in my life. We laughed for 5 years.
Really? Yeah.
We laughed for 5 years. We had the most wonderful time.
And which were the albums that you were on?
I was on Don't Get Back at Evil.
Yeah, great record.
And Before the Storm, which is my favourite album.
Right.
And a load of other live shit and other things.
Why did you record Before the Storm then? Kent, somewhere?
No, it was up at the Music Works in Holloway Road.
No, right. And that was a powerful live band, and you did well to capture that in the studio at the time, really.
Well, I never thought we actually quite caught it in the studio. I was
being diplomatic.
No, I mean, we were better live. We really were a fantastic band.
And you did well in Europe, of course?
Fantastic in Europe.
Germany?
Yeah, well, they didn't know any better, did they?
Well, if you say so, Nicky.
Well, they're jokes.
But everybody, you said it, not me. And if Nicky Moore's Blues Corporation goes to Germany, I'm not with him.
Been there.
But so that was a great time, and it was an interesting time because, of course, it was after punk and it was rock's comeback, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And it was very loud, very heavy, and very serious. Really good times. We had some great times on the road.
And Paul Samson, of course, and Ian Ellis presumably was in the band when you were
No, not when I was around. It was Paul Hooser, Chris Elmer, and Peter Jupp.
Oh yeah, of course. Excellent. And if that was heavy, then what followed with Mammoth was hardly expected.
Yeah,
a little more proggy.
The Mammoth thing was a lot more commercial, shall we put it that way. We went for hit singles, we went for videos, we went for that sort of thing. Not that we got any, but we tried.
And who wrote the majority of the songs there?
Myself and McCoy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you made some videos, of course.
Yeah,
on the box.
three or four great videos. We had a good time with it, and if we hadn't had to take our record company to court, it would have been a totally different story.
Is that what happened? Yeah. Are we allowed to mention the record company?
No, we better not, Summer Jive, but we won't mention that.
But it was 3 years, and it upped your profile again.
Yeah.
A lot of road work.
Yeah, too much if you ask me, but
yeah.
Too much rehearsal, too many road gigs, and not enough playing involved, really.
Right.
Good playing.
But one of the gigs you did, which is often referred to in rock biographies or what have you, or the stuff people out there write about, you played about 120,000 people with that band once. Was that in Mammoth? In North Wales someplace?
Oh yeah, no, that was a huge gig we did up in Conway. Prestatyn, that's right, Prestatyn. It was broadcast at the same time. 120,000.
120,000.
Was it?
Well, it was a whole bunch of people. Anyway.
Well, it was a lot of people. Yeah, I can't.
It was pretty big at the time.
Yeah, I'd lost my voice at the time, which was very unusual for me. So I was having to medicinally help myself.
We'll come back to that. Yeah. So you were pissed when you went on stage?
Yeah, as usual.
And you don't remember much about it?
No, I don't really remember the gig. I must admit.
Was it a democratic band with you and McCoy and everybody?
Yeah, we used to put
Bernie Tormay in there?
Bernie Tormay was on the album, but we had a guy called Mr. Pincott on guitar. It was amazing, but giant of a man, 7'6".
Good guy.
Huge guy, big fat man. And he was very good.
And what's he up to nowadays? Are you out there?
He's got a music shop in East Anglia somewhere.
All right. Excellent.
I think.
So he's still kind of involved anyway.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mammoth, that lasted 3 years. Got you on the TV, got your national press coverage everywhere.
Yeah.
And then the fallout of the record company. So what year did that take us up to?
Took us up to about 89.
Right.
Then I
by which time the rock thing had kind of dissipated a bit, I guess, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Then I took through 2 years off because of illness.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Hurt me back,
yeah.
Which has been a bane of my life ever since. But then I started getting back into it with the own band, and I formed the Blues Corporation in 91, 92.
Right.
And the rest is history.
So we're nearly on the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to do that next year.
Yeah.
So you've got no excuse for not touring, I guess.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But in between times you played with people like Early John Roth, of course.
Yeah.
And you did several things in Sweden. You want to tell me?
I did lots of things in Sweden with a band called From Behind. I also worked for 3 years with Jerry Rafferty.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Amazing, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, I did the Wing and a Prayer album and the tours with it, which went with it, which is the most wonderful gig you could ever have in your life, because he just said ad-lib.
Yeah.
He just let me float around the stage singing my tits off. How great was that? And I used to close the show.
Wow. How long did that last for? A couple of years?
Close on 3 altogether.
Wow. God bless him anyway.
But I was doing that as well as other things, but it was just great to do.
Yeah.
It was proper money too.
Yeah. Well,
you had to sign for it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, and any other side projects like that we don't know about?
No, I can't think of any. I've
done sessions, of course, voiceovers for radio.
Voiceovers for radio and TV, I've done loads of those, but no, it's just they're the main sort of.
Yeah. Well, the Blues Corporation is now, I think you've done 5 albums with this band in its...
You're doing well, Pete, it's 7th.
There we are. I've only got 5 of them, everybody, so, you know. But it's a great band. I mean, was blues always kind of at your heart?
Well, that was Hackensack, as you know, Hackensack in the beginning was a blues band.
Loud.
Loud, very loud, noisy, but rocking blues. And that's pretty much my roots.
Yeah.
That's what I came up in the early 60s was my love of people like the Yardbirds, Cream, and all those bands.
Yeah.
They really influenced me, apart from a lot of the old American blues artists as well, who I still love. And,
So it kind of became good for you, really, because around about that early 90s period was when blues kicked in again, and rock blues, and and you've never looked back since, and pretty much the same band over that time?
I've got two same members. Got my son Tim on guitar now. He's old enough.
Very good.
Because they always say work with your family because they work for cheap.
Yeah.
which is very good. You know, so I can pay him a £5 a gig. I've even got Nick singing tonight with me, who's my youngest son.
All right.
He's a young singer trying to make it, so I'm giving him a chance tonight.
Excellent.
To sing a few songs.
And before we come back to that, I've got a little crib sheet here. There was a TV thing you did as well.
Oh yeah.
Some you might not have seen, but it is on YouTube. So
that did change my life, actually, because...
what's it called? Lakeside?
Lakeside. I was teaching, and they discovered me, and I took one of their punters who came along, and it changed my life. I went up from ridiculously doing about 10 lessons a week to doing close on 40 at one stage.
Oh, almost a celebrity.
Yeah, almost a celebrity, yeah.
Right.
So it's been the main reason that I've been able to stay in the business, because I've been able to teach, and obviously it suited me. I told my wife to go away in no uncertain terms when she suggested it, but then she suggested we needed food.
I think so.
That old ploy.
So when you're if I may jump in there, when you're actually doing singing lessons, is there a kind of parallel there at all? Like you get these people who teach these people, guitar teachers and everything, and you find that a lot of their work is young guys wanting to play heavy metal licks or play like Eddie Van Halen, whatever it happens to be. Do you have the same thing at all with singers? Do you have any people want to sing metal or hard rock? Or
I teach a few rock singers, not enough rock singers.
Right.
A few rock singers. It's.
I know you did Jay Staple, who's played down here.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah,
he's a good boy.
Yeah.
No, it's a funny thing. I had to teach all styles, which suits me because I'm classically trained anyway from my technique. But I do like the odd rock singer.
Yeah.
But I won't do growlers. Yeah. I like singers, unfortunately.
And has the fact that you've obviously been involved in teaching, singing, teaching, and all the rest of it down the years, has that helped to keep your voice?
I like to think it has.
Because you're very, very strong. I mean, a lot of people who've been doing it as long as you haven't got a voice anymore. But you sure as hell have.
That and the drugs have helped.
Well,
and the alcohol and the women. But lots of women.
That's why
they keep you strong, don't they?
That's why you get behind that. Okay, Nicky, the other thing I want to ask you is going back to, this is for getreadytorock.com, as I mentioned. I mean, who at the hard rock kind of circuit and metal fraternity are you really fond of? Anybody particularly influenced, anybody you thought, wow, they're brilliant down the years?
I love Dio.
Right,
absolutely. Adore Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah.
John Fogerty.
Yeah, great choice.
Great singer. Great
songwriter.
Anybody who writes a good song and can sing it,
yeah.
I'll tend to like.
Well, it's a good thing to finish on because that's you know, all the way through.
Very good song, well thank you.
Great, and a great singer. And above all, you're keeping British rock and blues alive and giving it on to the next generation. And let's hope that your sons take over the band. It's been a big Feenstra talking to Nicky Moore. It's been an absolute pleasure. Big thank you to Geoff on the camera.
Thank you, Geoff.
And good night. Thanks.
Good night.
Lovely.